Hey YouTube, it's me. Today I'll be doing about camera movements, which is a continuation from the previous video. Panning is when the camera is on a fixed head. It is when the camera is following the moving subject. So, for example, the camera starts at a fixed position, then it horizontally turns slowly round, and it can be shot with a slow shutter speed to create a feeling of speed or action. Here's an example. This is just a basic example of what a panning shot is. This is just simply what a panning camera shot looks like. Zoom in filmmaking is a technique which involves changing the focal length of a zoom lens and hence the angle of view during a shot. So I recommend that you should, I advise actually, that you should you zoom in and zoom out before you start recording. And remember to, if you're zooming during recording, then you need to be careful how you do it. And don't rush, otherwise you mess it up. So this allows the operator to change from a close-up to a wide shot, giving them more freedom. So this is just a video that I found comparing a dolly to a zoom shot. So just an example of a comparison between those. I think the zoom is very limited in terms of how far it could reach, and it's very flat compared to using a dolly, which makes shots more fluid, more natural flowing, I would say. And zoom is very rugged and very bit up and down, bit bumpy at times. And speaking of a dolly is when you move the camera backwards or forwards on some sort of track or motorized vehicle. This type of camera shot creates beautiful flowing effects when done correctly. If you want to attempt a dolly shot, make sure the camera is stable and will allow for fluid movement. So just make sure. I don't know much. I've never used a dolly, but I've seen behind the scenes footage. I might do a video about behind the scenes another time. So this is just an example for dolly shots. It's very basic shots. So dolly could be used for anything really, like to transition from different scenes, and instead of actually using fade in, fade out editing, you can see that it's very fluid and very natural flowing, and it just makes it look professional. So tilting is when the camera stays on a fixed position but rotates up and down on a vertical plane. It is similar to someone tilting their head up and down. It is distinguished from panning, which the camera is horizontally tilted from left to right. So I would argue that tilting is more of a camera movement than a camera shot, because you can tilt. It is more of a movement. It's just a thing to do, like during recording you move the camera by tilting it slightly. I don't really see it used a lot unless there's a Dutch angle, which is like a tilt shot, but it's not really used that much. I think it's only used for horror films and psychological thrillers to emphasize the character's state of instability and confusion in their surrounding, and so I just put tilting as a camera movement instead of as a camera angle. And this is just an example of a video from Star Wars which demonstrates what a tilt shot looks like. So this is just an example of a tilt shot. You see it in the beginning, and you can find out what's to come. It's very good establishing shot as well. Everybody loves Star Wars. I like Star Wars. So yeah. Tracking is any shot which a camera moves backwards or forwards or aside the subject that's being recorded. In cinematography, the camera is placed on a camera dolly beam, as I mentioned earlier, before being fixed on the rails, which is like a railroad track. So tracking is used for when you can't get can't film certain shots by hand. So, for example, if you're driving or riding a bike, you use a tracking shot. Some people will use a GoPro camera, but it's not going to be ideal for that. You won't be able to see the whole body. But using a camera to a tracker, some sort of tracking device is a good idea, especially if you're driving on the road or driving the car. If a character's driving a car or bus in one of the scenes, then that would be a good use of a tracking shot. So this is just an example from The Shining. I haven't seen The Shining, but I've found this clip very good to support my statement as an example. So this is just an example of a tracking shot. You can see the boy riding a bike. It's very good use of the space. This is why I like it. That's why I chose this scene as an example. And the pedestal, finally, also known as a jib shot or boom up or down, involves moving the camera upwards or downwards in relation to the subject. It is different from tilting because the actual camera itself descends up and down rather than the camera angle. I don't really know much about pedestal, but it can be used. It's a bit like panning in a way but you're only doing it vertically, not horizontally. So I have an example from Toy Story which demonstrates this. So just use of pedestal. I don't remember the name of the machine, I've seen it behind the scenes, but I don't remember the name of it. But I will try and make a film back behind the scenes, a video about that. So I hope you understand and enjoy watching this with me. And yeah, and remember to subscribe, like, and comment if you have any suggestions whatsoever. And plus, I would recommend looking into detail of this if you want to be a camera person or a director, or if you want to learn, or if you're a runner on set and you're doing this, or if you're studying, then I would recommend you should try this out. Learn about different camera shots and stuff, because it's very useful if you want to get a career in the film or TV industry, or maybe video industry, that for that matter. And I'm sorry about the other video being so long. I didn't realize it will take so much time. I think I fitted too many things in, but hopefully you've enjoyed. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.